Hello and welcome to this special edition of one of my tutorials. Um, in the next couple of tutorials, I'd like to cover some retouching techniques that I've found, and I'll be using a picture of Carrie Byron for this series. And in this first one, I'd like to show you how to cut hair out of the background. I have covered it in some previous tutorials, but now I'll just do it a second time. So a good idea is to always duplicate your background. So you do this by selecting it and dragging it down here, or pressing Ctrl J. Alright, so what we do now is we select our duplicate and then we go to Filter and Extract. In this, we choose this tool and we'll make for a fairly big brush, but first I'll just zoom in. I'll do this by pressing Ctrl plus. Now by hitting the spacebar, I can use to move around here. Right. So now I'll just select the hair, and it's vital that I get as much as the background in as possible here, just like that. And if we don't get all the small hairs here, it doesn't matter, as long as you just get some realistic effect. Here we go, just like that, and just slowly come down here. Make sure to cover everything, just like that. And then just erase excess here. But it's not like you shouldn't erase too much, because for to get result. So just up here, come around and down like this. Alright, so now that I've finished drawing around her, I need to fill her. And the way I do this is to select the paint bucket tool and then just press in here. And if you get the paint out here, then it's because you haven't closed it properly, so you need to go through and be very thorough to close it. So now let's have a preview. And as you can see, this looks pretty good. It's faded in the right areas and we've got a lot of detail, so I'll just accept that. There we go. What I'll then do is select my background here and double click it to unlock it. I press Shift 5, choose to fill it with my background color, since that's white. Press OK. Now this looks a little bad, so what I actually do is I'll press Ctrl C or Ctrl Z. I'll duplicate my background layer here again, and again fill my very background layer with white. Here we go. Now what I need to do is I will just use this for cloning. So I will select my clone stamp tool, which is right up here, zoom right in, and first of all I need to make a smaller brush, hardness all the way down, and then just start cloning. You press Alt to select your source, and you just start cloning a bit. And if you can't see what you're doing in a big scale, you can just look over here, sort of get an idea. So you just clone a bit, just to bring back some of what's there. And it's important that you have selected current and below, or all layers. I just say current and below. And then what you do this, paint in some of the detail. What we'll do afterwards is we'll just discard of the below layer, because we don't need it. So just paint in some detail up here, because this is really what's going to make the big difference. That's definitely details. So over here, paint in. This is really important. Alright, so now I've been cloning it all in again, and it's not the greatest extract in the world, and you can always sit and fine tune it a bit more. But now we don't need this layer anymore, so we're just going to discard of it. So now we cut it out. Now let's see what we want to do. What we're going to start off by doing is whitening our teeth, and I'll choose to do that the same way as I did in my previous tutorial. So we'll zoom right in, and there we go. So we can see the teeth here. They don't have a lot of yellow, but we can whiten them just a tiny bit. So choose your quick mask here, and your brush, and just start brushing here. So yeah, just like that. Another thing you can actually do if you don't want to do it like this, we'll just press deselect, is you can run your action that you've created before, which I created mine here, which is whiten teeth, or you can do it before here. So what you do is you make a new adjustment layer, choose saturation, and you focus on the teeth. Then you go up to yellow, and just focus up here, you can see it, and you take out, no you don't, take out saturation. And now we've removed some of the yellow. We can even add, just remove it for now. And then we'll crank up the lightness just a tiny bit. And then you can see here, we got the, it's already got a layer mask on it. So what we'll do is, we'll fill that with black. So choose your paint bucket tool, and set the foreground color to black, and press. Now we're hitting the entire layer. So we choose our brush, set our foreground color to white, and then we'll just brush the teeth. So it may not be very obvious, but we can just brush the yellow out, and it'll make a difference in the long run. It's just all about getting it all out. And there we just removed it there, and just get in all those small places, and that'll be pretty good. And especially lightening the back teeth here. And then we just zoom out so we can just see the before and after of that. That's not going to make a huge difference, but just a tiny bit. So this is before. That's after. So that's the tutorial for this time. In the next one, I'll be focusing on the eyes.